Hello and welcome back to a brand new Rage Gaming video. My name is Solo and we're back for more Rise demo goodness. While we have been cranking out our various first impressions of the game, our various guides to the many new systems of the game, one little fella who definitely deserves the spotlight, who's been patiently waiting, well, it's this good boy whom I love. Palico, your days are numbered. The only reason you are here is because I cannot yet remove you from my party to bring another Palamute. We thought a little guide on everything you can do with your Palamute was certainly in order, since this is a much more aggressive attack type compared to the Palico, who's a bit more supportive. Also, yeah, it's a literal mount that allows us to perform many actions while moving for the first time ever, while also giving us some interesting new hunter utility. Let's start with the obvious part, the mounting, and just how insanely useful that can actually be. Now, at the time, we can either call the Palamute with the hunter command, or simply hold A when near the Palamute to mount. From here, we have various options that I'm sure you might be aware of, like how we can climb vines at record speeds or hop up small ledges, but general climbing around terrain is a bit more limited. If you do try to climb something on a Palamute, you're not going to go far. So the Palamute is mostly ideal on flat surfaces because of that, but he can provide unique benefits you might not realize. A lot of this centers around the fact that you can leap from your Palamute as long as you are currently dashing before you attempt the dismount. This leap from the dismount is reasonably high, letting you perform a quick aerial attack, which could be great to begin your next encounter with a monster. But if you're, say, a great sword or hammer user, well, then you want as much height as possible so that you can charge your weapon for as much damage. Therefore, you should use the double jump. By having the Palamute jump with ZR, then using the moving dismount, you will do a double jump and you can get some big height, which is obviously perfect for your charge plungers. On top of that, you may not have been aware of this, but did you know that from a jumping dismount, you can actually trigger the wall climb and wall run effect without using a wirebug? So not only is that great to know for a general movement around the map, but you can get even more height for a charge plunge, and you can easily mount during mid-combat, by the way, and then do this if you want to. So sure, the Palamute itself can't do wall running, but it is a brilliant way to trigger it for your hunter with all the perks of doing so. Perhaps the strangest part of the Palamute has got to be that drifting. I mean, it looks kind of stupid. Functionally, however, this is incredible. By holding or tapping ZL while dashing, we can initiate the drift and then release for a huge burst of speed, which is definitely the fastest movement the Palamute can achieve and is something you should be doing. The speed of this can compare to even a fleeing monster, so by using this, you could catch a monster before it escapes if you're quick enough. This crazy movement speed doesn't apply when climbing vines or leaping off a ledge, however, so you only really need to use it when you're running across open terrain, not leaping about things. Frankly, I do hope the Palamute is okay. I mean, it just looks derpy when it's drifting. It looks like it's falling over and sliding into the ground, the poor thing. While mounted, we can perform a ton of actions, right? The most obvious would be that use of, say, a whetstone to sharpen while moving, or using consumables like rations or potions. That's super useful for traveling after a monster who has just escaped you and you're preparing for the next encounter while still moving there. But the most useful part of this for me is definitely being able to pick up items on the floor or interact with endemic life like bugs on walls, triggering, say, a butterflame for its attack boost, all while still moving. So if you're looking to do some gathering in the real game or during a hunt and want to grab various short-term buffs just before you go for the fight, you can do that while moving quickly on your Palamute. Definitely a fantastic addition and a huge quality of life improvement for the game series. Most importantly though, is the attack command. By attempting to attack while mounted, you can command the Palamute to swipe in a short 3-hit combo, which uses the blade it holds in its mouth. This tiny combo is maybe not the most effective, but could work to stagger a small creature out of your way or hassle an escaping monster while keeping up with it as you go. This short combo is actually meant for, I think we all know, Palamute mounted combat only run. You know, the true 15th weapon of Monster Hunter. I'm still waiting for those speed runs, guys. Come on. Seriously though, the Palamutes are pretty good in combat when used correctly. Designed to be an attack type companion instead of a supportive companion like the Palico, they really get in there with you mid-hunt, distracting the monster, which can obviously be very useful, but also dealing some reasonable damage throughout the whole fight. By using that blade in its mouth, it's able to perform various combos, spins and flips, almost notably literally swinging the blades around on the end of the rope, kind of comparable to the new Silkbind attack that SNS has. It does long-range AoE damage and it looks very dangerous. I mean, who the hell let this dog do that? Someone is gonna get hurt. It seems like companion damage is showing up as a dark grey colour, just as a note, and looking at those numbers that are occasionally coming out, it's a little less damage than even a basic attack from the hunter. However, that damage will pile up over time, and it's certainly consistent through the fight. While you might be running around, I don't know, sharpening or healing or freaking out that the monster's enraged, the Palamute's gonna keep attacking and keep dealing damage, so that companion damage in general general can't be undervalued. It really does help. I mean, I just like looking at the Palamute doing its dashes, its flips, its spins, and the other attacks with its blades, all like Sif from Dark Souls, or when he literally throws knives at a monster. Who gave him those? And once again, when the full game is out, we will be able to run 2 Palamutes instead of just 1, which we'll have to test to see if it's actually worth, but I can probably say that it won't be. The damage they do compared to the Palico isn't that special, while the Palico obviously also provides useful support, like those healing bubbles that you sometimes grab. I imagine the ideal setup is to run 1 Palamute for all of its benefits like mounting and such, and 1 Palico for its supportive effects, but I say, do whatever makes you happy. Anyway, I've certainly saved the best for last, the unique gestures and interactions with the best boy. By using the wait command, you can actually walk up to the Palamute and do different interactions now. We can either pet the dog in multiple ways, like giving him the good belly rubs that he deserves, or shake his paw like elegant individuals, or obviously give him a treat in return for the good work that he's doing. These are all very cute, and in any game that has fluffy companions, you should be able to pet them like this. And then when you do your own gestures, the Palamute and Palico will actually copy and play along with you now. It's very cute. I love the character that they give these companions. I think it's wonderful. My favorite is probably the 2 more aggressive gestures of the taunt and the shadow box. I just like that you can walk up to a monster or maybe a fellow hunter and BM like this. I love it. But that's everything I have to say about the Palamutes in the demo. If there is anything you'd like to add, drop it in the comments. You might help someone. The most important advice I can give you when it comes to your Palamute is make sure you pet that dog as much as possible. Just do it. That's it for now though. I've been Hollow, you've been you, and I'll see you next time.